to push.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah, I was using it a long time ago. So, but I'll check. As I'm saying,
Yeah, I
we need to find a specific video conference
that
thingy.
that gives enough time.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll share. You'll admit anyone who joins, I
yeah,
guess.
sure, sure, sure. I'll do that.
Cool. Share entire screen. Share. Hide. Cool. Okay. So we.
Let's wait for
Okay.
let's wait for a few minutes for some. Let me just confirm who's still coming.
All right. Let me delete that one on top. I think people might join. Oh, it was deleted.
I did delete it.
Yeah.
I have two Zamas here. Which Zama was it? Ish.
Uh, Zamantul.
What's that one? Okay.
Okay, 1 second. Fluyang attack no manager.
Sure. Ash, she's
Someone
not
wants to join.
joining. We can continue, but we'll
Uh,
see. Let's see.
no, there's a notification that someone wants to join. Let me see if I can accept, view, admit.
Oh, because I'm not getting it from my side.
Oh, yeah. Excuse. I thought you can.
No.
Uh, Wait here. So quick recap on this one. So we quickly verifying if the token is valid with specific roles. So we check with passing in user details. User details has all of this. Is your account expired? Not logged. Credentials expired. Is your account enabled with your roles? And do you have necessary whatever English?
Relax. Relax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, English data depleted end of day.
Mm.
Yeah, so if everything is basically what do you want to do? Okay, there are different boot camps. Oh, this is a different group. Sorry. So if everything, you have your authorities, your roles, are you able to access the endpoint? Your account is not expired, or is not logged. Your credentials not logged. Is your account enabled as well? So that's what we are basically checking up here. So we want to say authenticate dot set details, new web So start build token request. So now if once you pass this stage, basically that means you are granted access to the system. So you want to add you to the security context. Remember, I said if this is empty, then we want to quickly verify you if you have um, necessary uh, like the required access to the system. So if you do, and then we want to add you to this context holder, hence the security context holder, get context, set authority. And then once everything is granted, we want to forward you forward using this one, filter chain, one of our parameters there. And then we want to basically do the filter using the request and the response. So we forward you to whatever endpoint that you're trying to access. So this is it with
Mm.
regards to the token filter. So this one will just quickly verify if you are granted, is your token valid, everything basically. Using the token service that we created, is your token valid, is not expired, is your username. We're also getting the username, as you saw here. Um, where is it here? We're getting your username from that token and quickly doing a validation using the username and getting if you whatever role that you have so that we can give you access to the granted endpoints.
Hmm.
Uh, am I too fast or is it fine? Are we still following?
Yeah, yeah. I'm following. I don't know about others.
It's not there.
Ah, man. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. This is not the Selenium. It's just the back end part. It's not any. It's nothing QA. It's nothing QA, so it's understandable. Yeah, let's go. Okay. So now we want to create our security filter now, so that we can be able to grant access to whatever endpoint that we have. So security config. Did I spell it correctly? Security config. Yeah. So it's a configuration as well, and you want to enable our web security um, so that you can have access to whatever endpoint that you want. Um, so we also want to make sure that the password is encrypted. So we're going to first um, create a bin so that we can be able to encrypt your users' passwords. We don't want to see clear text of whatever password that they put in. So we're going to use bcrypt password encoder with strength of 12. So meaning that it's 12 to the power of 10. So it's highly secured. Then we also want to basically um, get our authentication manager, which will quickly verify if you are authenticated in whatever way. So this is authentication configuration, authentication configuration. Some yeah, there it is. It's a config. It will throw an exception, and then we want to return that configuration dot get authentication manager, and then now we secure the endpoints. Public void, no public security filter chain, security filter chain.
Can I
So
ask a question?
yes,
I don't know whether it's a stupid question or what, but as you said,
mm,
Hore, when you do the bcrypt part, right? So when you're
yes,
saying using 12, are you saying it's a secured, it will be a secured one? So
yes,
is do they have specific do they have specific parameters like let's say 4, 12, 18, Or can you write,
Mm,
like, for example, 100, strength of 100? Like, what could
yeah,
possibly happen?
you can write any number, but then I think there's a limit because the higher the
Hmm.
number, the higher
Hmm.
the more resources it needs because it needs to basically encrypt. So it encrypts a password
Process.
once and then encrypts that encrypted password and then encrypts that so it's an endless loop, but
Oh,
12 times. So it encrypts whatever password was encrypted before. So if you add more number to
oh,
it, it will also take time for your user to log in as well when you try to authenticate them. So they might wait more time if your strength is higher, maybe 100. I'm not sure what the maximum is here, but then the higher the
yeah.
number, the more resources it will need. So you will need more processing power, basically, if you have a higher number.
Okay. Now it makes sense in terms of how other systems they do their security stuff. So okay.
Yeah. So so we uh, anyone with a question here first? No, no questions. So now we want to quickly secure our endpoints. So before that, we want to disable the CSRF. So is the meeting on? Yeah. So CSRF. There's other websites have a specific how do I get there? Yeah. So they have, if you, not all though, some of them, they have a hidden, if you can check on their elements here, they have a hidden, like a token, which is called a CSRF token. It's hidden on your, um, you can see it
Hmm.
without having to access your elements. Basically, you have to basically click you go to your dev tools and then your elements, and then you'll see the CSRF token here. And then that reason we're disabling it, we don't want anyone else to take that token and from someone else, maybe someone who's authenticated, and use that token to access the system, whereas they are not supposed to access the system.
Okay.
Am I making sense?
Yebo.
Cool. So that's why we want to disable it here. And then we now we grant access to our endpoints. So this will be our request. So request dot, okay, let me put this here and then see request dot request match. So we want to grant access to these endpoints. So we will have an endpoint called user API, maybe version 1, authentication, login. We want everyone accessing this endpoint and this endpoint. Everyone should be allowed on these two endpoints. So they are able to to basically register and log in. We don't need a token for these two endpoints. Otherwise, any other endpoint we want to re- to request authentication on those endpoints. And then we also want to say HTTP basic so that you can be able to test this with your postman. Um, and then we also want to say form login so that you can be able to log in on this form. And then we want to make it stateless so that we don't keep the state of the user. And then we also want to make sure that before a user is sent to any endpoint, this one is called. So we need to call that one in required args constructor, and then private final token filter. So we want to say add filter before. So before a user goes anywhere, we want to quickly check the filter, and then once that filter is passed, we will want to quickly pass them on to authenticate their username basically. So this is it. This is everything we need to secure the our our APIs. We are done. So we can add more here. Okay, the filter. Okay. Yeah. So the filter will get your authorization token, your I don't know how to pronounce this word, your bearer token. I'll call it like that. Your bearer token. It will get that and then take that token from there and then extract. Let me accept this person first quickly. Okay. So it gets the token from your authorization, which will be here at times. Come here, which will be under your networks. I don't have it here, but then it's somewhere here. It's called authorization. So it gets that token from your authorization and checks against your token service, which we remember your token service can extract your username and check if your the token is valid and corresponds with whatever user is trying to access the system basically. So here we're extracting the username from the token, and then we're getting the user and their roles that they have to access the endpoints. And then here we're validating if that user has certain roles and has permission to go basically access the system. Here we're just quickly authenticating if there are roles to authenticate that, and then we're adding that user to our security context holder, whereby they will be kept there, and then so that at times this will be bypassed and then the user will be sent to whatever endpoint that we want. um, that is not authenticated. I mean, that requires authentication because they are already where here on the security context holder. Where is it now? Here on the security context holder. Did I answer your question? Okay. Then where were we? Okay, I think we are done. So we will need to create these two endpoints. Any other endpoint besides these two will require authentication. So I'll quickly kick up Postman, and then let's create the endpoints for now. So we want a controller, and then a controller is where we will hold our endpoints, and then the service will basically do the. Okay, so this is separated. A controller is only for your endpoints. Your endpoints don't have business logic. Your business logic should be under your services. So business always write your business logic on under your services. As I did here, you see your token is under your services. Your user detail services under your services as well. So we'll add user services here as well, where we can get all your users, do your user login, do your user registration, get delete your user, update your user, anything that is business logic. This is where we will do everything under your services. So we'll call this user service, and then this is a service, and then we want to also automatically construct anything that is required with the final. So if you don't put final here, it won't be constructed. So you need to always have a final. Otherwise, you need to put auto wired on that, whatever you want to basically um, object auto creation. Am I making sense?
Yebo.
Okay, so I'm not going to put auto wired because I have this required constructor here. So I'll just say final. So what I need here for your service, I need access to the database, which is user repo. Um, what else? I think this is it. So we will say public. Let's do registration first. Um, let the registration return a string. Um, the string will be your token. So we want to return that token from once if the user is successfully registered, we want to return the token. So register user. Um, while I remember, let me make this username to be unique. So I don't want two people sharing a username, and then wanted to make it non-nullable. So, so this one will take user, or let's create a simplified way without having to reuse this user on multiple in multiple classes. So I only take these four parts, copy, uh, no args, and then all arguments. So this we will use this one for user registration and user login. These fields will be required either if when you want to log in or you want to register. For login, we'll only need these two, and then for registration, we'll need everything basically. Are we still following?
Yebo.
So we want to say user, the one that we just created, user DAO, and then we say user equals to remember on this user, I said we will use builder instead of saying user equals to user, new user what. So we'll be using builder now. So it's going to be user dot builder dot build. And then we want to say username equals to user dot username dot get, and then email, password, and role. And we also need to make sure that this password is encrypted. So it's going to be private final bcrypt password encoder. Let me just call it encoder. Remember we created this here, so it's going to
Mhm.
be that, and then it's going to be encoder dot encode, and then we take this and put it here. And then we save our user to the database, equals to user repo save user, and then return. We also need the token service, private final token service, so that we can be able to return the token service dot generate token user dot get username. So now once the user is successfully registered, we will get a token. I'm not going to write a test for this. We will write it on Saturday, during our session on Saturday. I'm not sure who's good with APIs, who wants to take the lead on Saturday. We'll discuss that. Then we need to authenticate the user, login user. So it's going to be username, password, authentication, token. No. We need to use this one. Sorry, guys. We need to use this authentication manager. So it's going to be private final authentication manager authentication. So it's going to be authenticate. New username password authentication token user dot get username and password. So we are authenticating the user here, and then if the user is authenticated, we want to quickly get the user equals to user. Okay, auto completed. So once the user is authenticated, we want to get the user that specific user from this. This will return an object of a user. Here, as we can see here, we're getting that user here. If the user is authenticated, this will give us a pass, and then we're able to go inside this if statement. Otherwise, return bad credentials. If the user is successfully authenticated, we will return our token here again. So this is what we need to basically log in and register the user. And then we want to create another one. This one will need authentication. You can't access it without authentication. You need to be authenticated. We want to get user by ID, get user by, let's just say you could get user. And then, shoot, string ID. Let's get them by their ID. So it's going to be user repo. Find user by ID, or else we want to throw an error here. User not found, runtime exception, user not found. If that ID does not exist, we also want to update, get all users quickly. Let's do that one. Return user repo, find all users. And then we want to update update should user update user. This should be user DAO. Return user repo. So user repo, this save, you can if the object already exists, it will just update it. It doesn't create a new one. It just updates the one that is already
Mm-hmm.
there.
Okay.
We need to have a builder here. Dot builder dot. So let me just copy this because it's the same logic. Oops. And then public void. When we delete a user, we don't return anything, we return a no context. So we first need to check if the user exists. So user equals to get user by ID, and then delete that user. So the business logic is done. We go to our endpoints. User control. So it's going to be a REST controller. It's going to be
You know,
this is
I'm
the last.
thinking about. No, I'm just thinking about certain things. I'll be like someone would write API testing, what a backend, but about interview. You are fucked. But
Yeah,
anyway,
but
ah,
Mara, the session is recorded at least, so there's a recap somewhere. I don't know who's saving it. Yeah. Oh,
thanks, man.
what's wrong with my mic? Can someone say something quickly?
I can hear you.
Yeah. So it's a REST controller. This is where the endpoints will be, and then we just say by default we want to access this. Where's the security? By default for users, I think it should be users here as well. And then
Zama is still fine.
Yeah, well, yes, I'm here. And I wanted to remind us, you guys, me as well, Uguti, we need to create branches in case we want to play around, we want to expand on the project.
yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
So
fine,
yeah,
Shivani?
yeah, it's fine. No, I created this for everyone. So if you want to apply with using this project, you can. If the group allows it, now I'm fine with it. But then if you want to share it to apply in Ngayo, you can apply with this and play
No,
around
I
in Ngayo.
mean, if we
So
want to add a code or
yeah,
something,
you
but it's
can. We
better if
can.
we create our branches and
Yeah.
then we
And then
pull
we push
this
to
one.
May.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so it means
Perfect.
Yes.
relax. It's fine. We'll. I,
Yeah.
bruh, you need to learn how to create a branch very soon, please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
So
needs to.
it's gonna be hectic so
Yeah,
soon.
yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah.
Okay, so the naming convention, it means of our branches. I believe we're gonna use our names. Is that fine? Maybe
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
our
It's
easy.
name.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So here by default, I'm saying I want the endpoint to be API v1 users. So if you don't add anything after this, it will take you to this endpoint. Otherwise, it will take you to whatever endpoint you add after users. For instance, your login or your registration, it will take you there. So I don't want to rewrite this, hence I added it here once. Someone wants to join. Let me add them quickly. Sorry, guys. Seems like I'm the only one who has Okay, I don't know.
You
Can
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 give
you
me
are you able
access.
guys to? I don't know how to. Uh,
Um,
pin.
just right click on my name, see something. Uh,
I,
no,
I'll
it's
just
fine.
come in
We'll
here
answer.
every time. Yeah, every time I see someone coming to join, I'll just go there. So by default, like I said, this will be our endpoint, and then you can add more on top of this instead of always rewriting this for
Yeah.
each and every endpoint. So our first endpoint, we want it to be, let me close this because we're done. Close this, and everything else, and leave only these two. So we want to first do registration. Let's do registration first. So it's going to be, let's make it a post mapping, um, register. So public response entity. I want it to be a map. Uh, so this will be this API v1 users registration will go here on top here. Ne? This is Postman. I don't know if anyone is using Insomnia, but the concept is the same basically. Um, this is the URL, and then this is the body, of which we will find under, yeah, um, body, and then want row, and then always choose JSON because this will be a JSON thing, and you want this to be user DAO because remember we said, where is this thing now? No, user service. This needs a user DAO. It accepts the user DAO parameter. So we say return. Oh, we also need to automatically create the user service. So it's going to be response entity dot status, http status. So is http status, http status dot created dot body, user service dot register user, and then we pass in the user. Okay, let's make it like this. Yeah. Questions?
Nope.
Okay. And then we want our, let me just duplicate this, and then this will be login, and then change this to login user, and then we want this to return an OK, so we can delete this part and say OK, and then user login, and then we want to,
Is okay in this instance a 200 or 201, right?
yes,
In terms
no,
of when running and
201
para
is
201 is
created,
what?
is this one,
Well, 201 is
created,
created, then 200
yeah,
is gonna be the okay status.
okay, yeah,
Oh, so
and then,
basically the control. So now what we're building still now on the controller, it's still off
yes,
backend. It's not. It's not okay. Okay.
yeah, um, yes. So we have our register, we have our login. We want to get the user by ID now. So it's going to be a get by ID. So we want to pass in ID. So this will automatically replace this with whatever value that you put in on your request parameter. Get user by ID. Okay. Path variable. So this is a request body, which is always on the body here. And then request parameter is this one here. This one at the end. Yeah. And then we say return. Let's return an OK here as well. A response entity OK. User service get user. And then what do we need? We need to get all users. So we don't need an endpoint, anything at the end after getting. Get all users. We say return entity get all users. Does it get users? I should rename this. Get all users. Get all users. And then we need to. So should we use patch or put for updates?
We can. I think we can discuss maybe in short what are the like comparing both so that maybe others can understand who would see like what's the difference between patch and put, if there is any difference
I
in this
I
context.
don't know. I don't
You
know,
don't know.
guys. I don't know. I'm not a back end developer now. I don't know.
Okay. So, but what do you
As
normally
anyone with
use?
information on that,
But what do you normally use? I mean, I've to be
I
honest,
use put
with my
on my side.
yeah. So okay, so with my experience with being exposed to backend developers where I was working at, patch was hardly used. They were just using put.
So do you agree with put?
From my side, yeah. I can't recall the scenarios where they were using patch. As I'm saying, I'm sure one in I don't know how many
Yeah, maybe there's
instances they
difference
would use a
somewhere.
patch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do we agree on put, guys? Everyone is quiet. It's just a few talking here.
Okay, it
Put
depends
patch.
on what are we doing.
We want to
Because
update the user.
yes, if we're updating a user, it's put. No, if we're
It's put.
updating the entire user's profile, it's put.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're updating maybe just my name or my surname, it's patch.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah. It's something to
Yeah,
learn.
you're patching
So
something,
we
you're
patch.
updating just that part. But if you putting,
Yeah.
you updating everything.
Update the whole thing. Yeah. But then looking at this, you can looking at this logic, you can update parts of it or everything if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
So what should I
Yeah.
put here? Put patch.
Let's use
No,
Or
patch.
but
are we going to change this?
okay.
Are we going to change this?
Obviously, I believe we have to do. Now let's yeah no let's start with
What's
patch.
it? Okay. So we'll update it by ID and then
Because
um,
okay, the reason why I'm suggesting patch is because the username, it's unlikely for the company to change your username, but your password you can change it. Your email address, no. Role, it can be updated.
Mm-hmm.
so should I
Yeah.
remove the username and not allow you to change your username?
No, I'm just saying if you're using patch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, someone left the meeting. Who's it? Okay, cool.
Yeah, two people left. Okay, so it's going to be response entity dot what is it? Um update status, is it 204? I don't know. Let me just say
Mm,
status dot http status dot
update status 2.4. I think you're on 2.4. Let me check.
204, is it not delete when you find no content?
Yeah, and it's
It is.
delete, it's no content. So
It's
on
delete,
this,
no?
yeah, it is no content.
Mm.
Um, so should I just make this an okay then? I don't know. Or continue.
Okay, let's try
Accepted.
that. We'll update as we go. Oh, the call is ending again.
Yeah, it ends when we're done. Okay. Dot update user. We want the user ID. This one needs to have string
And I'm
ID.
sorry to disturb you. Please don't forget to push to main so that we'll be able to create our branches and we can get the code.
No stress.
Thank you.
I forgot to get user here and then if user equals to null, throw new exception. Is not found here. We want the ID and user. And then now we're left with delete. At delete mapping, we want the ID. Yeah, we are done. Yeah. So let's see what's wrong with this. What am I missing? There's an error somewhere, or I'm missing this semicolon. Yeah, we're done. Should I push and then we
Our
test?
worst nightmare. Termination.
Oh, that's yeah.
Ah.
Okay. So let's
Yeah, we
test.
can push.
We have like 9 minutes. We can run one test or two and see. Register and then get user.
So you said so while it's running, you said you are an automation tester
Yeah. Auto and manual.
for auto manual. How many years experience?
One.
Hmm.
I come from finance. I was working in banking, so I decided to go into software last year.
So and then how long did it take you to
So
Your
how
this
long
question,
so how
and
long
thank you for this.
I've been doing coding as a side thing alone, practicing on my side, self-taught.
I see.
Uh,
I see.
Let me create new.
Yeah,
You asking
Zama was
something,
saying
Zama?
thank you.
Okay.
I was just
Just saying
appreciating
thank
the
you.
session.
Hmm.
No stress. It's local host. Oh, I ran a test, not the full application.
I miss automation, bruh. You don't know.
Yeah. But now you're starting, Moise. Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm starting. There's a C# project, but I'm in the medical sector now. So they just said we must start with the basic front
Yeah.
automation. So front end automation. So and I'm working with 3 ladies. So I guess I'm gonna be the leader of this project. There's no other way.
Yeah, it happens. If you're a leader, at least you have something, man. Build on that. Build on that.
Yeah, I just have to something remind myself of this cool thing. Because it's been years not coding.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll call Zama just to come and work this side.
Why?
If uh, I doubt she'll agree.
Why?
Where work? Go space net. No, I'm telling him or
If it was remotely.
I doubt Shem will be
Mm.
remote. No, remember, I'm just telling him that
Literally, yeah.
I'm studying a project automation, the internal. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously the ladies are a bit not clued up. So definitely it's gonna fall into my hands for me to lead. So I need to really push. There's no
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, you really need to push so that you move soon to another company. At least you'll have a
Boy,
skill.
it's very soon. Very soon,
Yeah.
6 months.
Experience nyana.
Yeah, I mean, I used
Okay.
to code a Java, just that the opportunity was taken away. So yeah, it was really interesting. So
Fingers crossed.
this one I'm putting it. Okay, let's see.
Right. Unauthenticated. Okay.
It expired,
Oh,
of course.
no, it didn't expire. It says, if you look here, no match found, meaning the endpoint is not found. So what I
Mm-hmm.
did is I said API v1 users, and it needs auth. I forgot the auth
Oh,
part.
oh,
Yeah, and I think I
Yeah, this is
didn't
exactly
put.
what I wanted to understand. Ish. Thank you, Tulanisha.
oh my God, a
No,
cold drink, you know.
Yeah, I didn't understand where are they getting this collection from? The endpoints, how are they do they make them up? Okay, now, yeah.
now
Yeah,
you understand.
Yeah, I don't like a cold drink.
Let's restart and see. So it's API v1 users, ne? API v1 users auth.
/. So this is what I was testing with my experience in terms of API, like using Postman and not from backend side.
But you can also write your scripts here and then automate that. Write your script here, and then
Mm.
basically at least you have automation yana on your on your Postman.
Yeah, it was something that
Yeah,
I tried working on, yeah, but not
Yeah,
yet.
we have our token. It's working. There's our token. So let me just make this to be a JSON, not a string. Um, so what I can do here is I take this cut and
Zama, you saying something?
no, I'll speak when he gets to Postman.
Okay,
okay.
cool.
But it was about the automation side of things that we can even use the postbot to find
Mm-hmm.
the thing, your test cases there and add more.
Oh, okay. Okay, very interesting.
Yeah, like the 201, we can just do it now because, yeah, we still have time. Yeah,
We have 3 minutes.
3 minutes now. Yo, okay.
Time flies.
Log in user. What did I do here? Oh, I'll search you now. I'll search you now, Philip. It's supposed to be here. Map.off. Hey,
Ziyakhala, boss. Hey.
Zakal, it's crying. Yeah,
No, it's
it's here.
crazy.
So it should return a JSON format now instead of a string. Run.
Okay.
There, done.
So
Tulani siyabonga Sham.
Yeah, we have our 201. So quick test. Banufuna ukushare enze test. Oh, konje it's not
Oh,
pushed. Eish.
and we're running out of time. You can click the postbot there and then we select just one, the 201. Go down
Postbot.
where there's
Where?
trash, vault, and stuff.
at the bottom,
Oh,
at the
here.
bottom.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, for this request.
Mm-hmm.
Just start a new meeting, eh? It's gonna end,
Yes,
it's gonna
there's a
cut.
tool one, the first one, you can run it and check if it works.
Failed. Unauthenticated. Okay, let's see. No match. Match of what? Okay, let's start a new meeting. Or still 1 minute and then. So now we say push out to be live, or we'll push it tomorrow or whenever.
Now we'll
Please
push now.
push so that you
Okay.
create
Start a new
branches and
meeting.
play around.
All right.
Yeah,
Let
start
me
a new
start a new
meeting
meeting.
and then push it while you're on the meeting so that the other guy can see it.